It's hard to feel too evil tonight, Kyle. It's hard to feel too evil tonight. Welcome to eviL Pacers Recap Live. The Pacers just won a game in OKC. Jarris Walker, career best night. Awesome stuff. Andrew Nembhard, incredible. Kyle, how we doing?
Oh, we're great. I mean, tonight I think we're just the Pacers Recap Live show. And that's because we saw a Pacers team that, I mean, to me, this is about the most they've ever looked like last year's team. The ball's moving on offense. It's not sticking with anybody. We're getting a two-man game from Andrew and Pascal trying to like probe and uh, get the defense to bite on stuff. I mean, they're moving it. They're hitting threes. I really am. I'm just like, this is the Pacers are going to pick probably in the top 5 or 6 of the draft this year. But this is this is it. Like, this is the win of the season. There's not going to be a better win than the one we just watched. And I'm happy to be talking to you about it.
And I think it's the most important one for them to possibly get over the rest of this season. Just to beat OKC in OKC is just huge for this team's confidence. Like, not only the rest of this year, but going into next year when they need to, like, okay, we need to be good again. Like, they know they can do this kind of thing. So just huge. Like, yeah, they're going to need some losses in the standings, but like, this was incredibly important to see for this team's like confidence and everything. We got some great stuff from some young guys. Pascal did his usual all-star level stuff. Andrew Nembhard was incredible. Just an awesome performance from the team.
We got Johnny Furphy blocking Chet Holmgren going for a dunk.
I am so hydrated.
And we got Aaron Nesmith dunking on Chet the other way. I mean, I couldn't believe it. We got everything from this game. Yeah, where are the Jarris haters? I have in the past doubted, and my Jarris just has been. We haven't been like we haven't gone live recently after any of the Pacers games, but Jarris, this is not his first good game. This is not even his second.
We praised him on the last one. Like, his turnaround had started to happen on our last episode.
Absolutely, it's been a couple weeks of this, and it's like it's so captured by he's in rhythm. He's hitting shots, okay, but he gets in the fourth quarter. He decides he like fakes and then takes Chet off the dribble and draws the foul. That is like, oh, you're here to make a play when it counts.
And it should have been a bucket too. Like, he got robbed with the
he got robbed on the goaltend. Yeah, you're right.
Should have been another 2 points because he ended up missing the first free throw that he took. But I think one of my favorite plays from Jarris tonight was the baseline play where Nembhard hits him in the corner, hits Jarris in the corner. Chet's like not really paying attention to him, and Jarris doesn't waste a dribble when he catches the ball. He just immediately catches, does the stampede catch, catches the ball immediately to the rim, dunks it. Like, that's that exact kind of thing where you saw like him and Pascal working on, like, don't waste your dribbles. Like, you have that advantage, like, use it right away. Because if you don't, the defense is just going to catch right up to you. Like, it was just such an awesome thing to see. And then he had been struggling with the free throws all night. Like, the one thing you could kind of nitpick at his game, like you did with Furphy the other game. And then he hits 4 clutch free throws in a row when it mattered the most. He was nails, like 26 points. His career high was only 21 before this. Just awesome performance from Jarris. So good to see.
How badly did you want the Pacers to win this game?
Oh, very bad. More than I've wanted them to win any other game. Besides maybe the first one.
Yeah. I haven't felt this way in 9 months.
It's been a while.
I wanted this one so bad. We got to crunch time, and I was like, "Are we watching game 1, like finals game 1 in reverse?"
In reverse.
And then they like get it down to a 3-point game, and then it's a 1-point game, and I'm like,
yeah. And then Micah Potter, when the game got down to 1, Micah Potter hit a 3-pointer in the corner to put it back to 4.
You know,
He
it's
had
a good
another
thing that he hit
three.
that 3 so that I'm gonna be, prevented from slandering him because I would have been slandering him.
I was prepared the same way. I was prepared to be like, I am not. I like, why was Micah Potter playing so much? But then he finished the game fantastic.
He did.
Like finished the game with a double double, like 10 points and 10 rebounds. But when he finally hit those 2 threes, that was critical to his performance. And he had a couple putbacks where he got some rebounds and put the ball in. And that's after like he really hadn't been in the rotation like at all for a couple weeks. Like Tony Bradley had been playing over him, and today he was the first center the Pacers played. We haven't even talked about the starting lineup that they put out there. No center at all. Really, I was very excited. Unless you consider Johnny Furphy a center, is that why? What the
No,
Pacers?
no, I was very excited too. I was equally excited to see Jarris in the lineup as I was to not see a center in the lineup because I am I'm I'm probably going to regret this. I am all the way out. Gone. I've left. I'm completely on starting. Like they're competing for backup spots, right? The guys who are Isaiah
Yeah.
and Jay and Micah. Okay, they're competing for backup spots. But I am like they're competing for backup spots, and I don't see the ceiling there, and I want to see this Jarris Johnny wing lineup,
I mean,
for as long as they're healthy.
you weren't completely convinced by Jay Huff's career night against the other team with the worst record in the league, the Pelicans.
Um
That didn't sell
look,
you completely.
he's obviously had like his peaks have been the highest of the centers. Um Isaiah Jackson made a new bid for the lowest trough tonight with what I would consider one of the worst games any Pacer has played this year. I thought it was
It's really
like truly horrific. Thankfully, no one's gonna care, and he won't either.
that foul that well, he got away with the foul on the jump ball that TJ got
Yeah,
because he hit Jalen Williams right in the face during that, and then that was like the most reckless closeout you can have, and it's not even like an option to actually call it a reckless closeout. Like he jumped at him with like I don't just what was the plan there? That was bizarre. And just landed on him. They barely even gave free throws to Jalen Williams on the play. I enjoyed it was fun seeing the OKC crowd very frustrated by referees. I enjoyed that a lot tonight too.
oh,
Um,
not that team, not them complaining about referees. No, I really felt for the Oklahoma City fans. Lou Dort deserved every foul
oh
he
my
got,
gosh,
and
he
he was
was falling on the floor so hard. I mean, my goodness.
Rick. You even there was a there they cut to Rick after one of his flops, and Rick, you can just see like throws his hands in the air and yells at the ref, "That's a flop!" And it
Yeah,
was because all Lou Dort does is hack people and then flop. It's
he's
like
the moving screen flops are just so. Oh my gosh, you'd think that guy was like the size of TJ McConnell the way he just like throws his body every time he gets touched by a screen.
it's
It's brutal.
ridiculous.
It's brutal.
Ridiculous. Ugh. An Aaron Neesmith poster, Aaron Neesmith
Oh
hitting threes,
my
Johnny
gosh.
Furphy blocks, Jarris Walker starting and being awesome. The Pacers win. Andrew Nemhard triple double watch for most of the game.
He was so good.
Pascal Siakam, to be honest, pretty quiet first half, pretty good second half.
But that kind of matches with the team playing like the random flow. Like it doesn't always force the ball to Pascal, and like if it's working, then great.
Totally.
And they still found him when they needed him. Like when the Thunder cut it down, there were times where they okay, well now we need Pascal to get a bucket to cut this lead, cut this run, and continue playing how we were playing. So, like, yeah, I agree with you. Like, yeah, Pascal was quiet, but sometimes that can be a good sign if everybody else is clicking and the offense is clicking like it was, where they're not needing Pascal to do everything like they so often have this season. And then we say he's quiet and he still was 21 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, came up with huge buckets. Yeah.
Mm,
It was so good to see like Aaron Neesmith like not only hit threes but like have some success towards the rim, and like that dunk on Chet just felt like he was exercising some demons. Just it was just so good to see it. Very reminiscent of like his dunk against Jared Allen,
yes.
of his first year with the Pacers.
Yeah, that's when I learned. That's when that dunk on Jared Allen was like, oh, he can do this.
Yeah, it's always surprising because he's not a guy who dunks a ton, but then yeah, he gets his opportunities, he'll go after it.
He does. Good call on the Aaron Nesmith to the rim because he had that one. I don't know if it was like a cross. There was a little hezzy, and he like went up. I think it was with his left hand, where he like created a little bit of space with some hesitation. I loved that because so often earlier in the season, and look, he's still shooting terribly at the rim, even in like his last 15 games. It's all bad. So I'm not saying he's like totally turned a corner, but like visually, I can see at the beginning of the year, I have like a Timberwolves game in my mind where he's just like driving at one speed against Rudy Gobert, and like he got blocked repeatedly. And in this game, Chet, another very good rim protector, and he's got a little bit more of the wiggle, a little bit more ability to create space. We're not going to give him any awards, I don't think, in this game, but I wanted to give him a shout out for that because there's been a couple games now where I feel like I have seen Aaron Nesmith exploring the drives in a different way than that sort of like bull in a china shop mentality he used to have.
I agree completely. I think one of the things that kind of stands out to me about that, like it could kind of be like the Mighty Ducks player who like can't stop, like he just has one speed, and like it was good to see Aaron kind of adjust his speed. I think one thing the chat brings up, like we talked about the starting centers and like that being the clear, obvious, glaring hole on the roster. I think one advantage that you have when you're doing the center by committee is you can go to these lineups and like none of these centers, they're like not going to be in their feelings about getting sent to the bench. It's like if you have a center that you're paying $20 million a year, it's really hard to send him to the bench to start a game. Like the Pacers have a lot more flexibility in terms of lineup options in moments like this, so that can be a positive. Like finding that guy, there's like a starting center. You're like, this isn't the matchup for you. I know we're paying you $30 million a year, but
right. Whereas there really isn't. There's no other option for backup point guard.
Right. And like Jay Huff's been the Pacers' best center this year, but he played 2 minutes tonight because the Thunder isn't a good matchup for him. So
yeah, the space that he would be forced to like the perimeter defense that he would be required to play is just not. It's not his game. I mean, is Q the backup point guard next year? Look, I think Q paired. I really like Q and Nemhard together a lot. I like Q and McConnell together. I really don't have an issue with him being like being an option. I guess I would like to see another option in addition to Q, someone who's a little bit more traditionally like, you know, a passing point guard, a facilitating setup point guard, even if they're like, you know, 35 years, you know, whatever. Like if Mike Conley got bought out, for example, or I don't know what his contract situation is and he was on the Pacers, that kind of point guard I would like is again like a deep reserve. Quietly, TJ getting blocked on that reverse layup. He's not getting those reverse layups anymore. I mean, I'm
glad you brought up that play because that was the first play of the game, which the Pacers are already playing great at this point. But when TJ got blocked on that reverse layup and the ball just falls right to Jarris and he hits a 3-pointer, I was like, okay, things are going to go well for the Pacers today.
One of my beliefs about basketball.
Pacers night.
Yeah, totally. One of my beliefs about basketball, on like in an evenly matched game or between evenly matched teams, is there's just like in every game there's some amount of BS. There's just like garbage plays where like, you know, shot clock expiring, you bank in a 3, right? Like, and in a game there's always like sometimes the garbage is like, you know, it's a seesaw. Sometimes the garbage like is pretty balanced out, and sometimes one team really benefits and the other suffers. I agree that play when TJ gets blocked and it's like, oh well, I guess things are just to me, I wasn't like, I guess it's the Pacers night. I was like, oh, it's just Jarris's night.
Like he's ended up being true too. Yeah. And, yeah, that was I think I tweeted the everything's coming up Millhouse gif at that point because yeah, everything was going right for the Pacers in that first quarter. They scored 39, I believe, in the first quarter, a season high. Like just awesome stuff. Great to see. Ready to go to awards?
Let's go to awards.
All right. They're going to sound dark again. I need to have just 2 options for the stream ready to go so I can not have to do this. All right, the TJs. Our first TJ award, as always, is the Tyrese John Halliburton Award, the Mr. Pacer, the MVP of the game, whatever you want to think of it as. Um, Kyle, I'll let you start it off. You can go ahead and start this one. I think I started the last couple off.
Oh boy. I mean, I would really like to give it to Jarris because he just has been so far away from this award that I want to reward him.
It's very true.
Um, but the truth is that I thought the best Pacers player in today's game was Andrew Nemhard, so I'm going to give the award to him. Um, he's in the second half. He had 3 fouls, and so they started rotating assignments. They didn't minutes match him with Shea in the second half, but in the first half, he is minutes matched with Shea. He is, and not just minutes matched with him, he is guarding him basically every possession. There's like a couple times Ben Shepherd gets a rep, like Aaron Nesmith gets a rep, but like mostly we're just Nemhard over and over again. And on the other end, he's got 16, 4, and 5 on 6 for 10 from the field. That's just the first half. I was so impressed. I mean, in the second half, okay, he hits like one step back on Lou Dort that was kind of garbage, but like the first half, it was all in rhythm. So he's playing Shea really well. I thought Shea obviously was very, very good in the second half, but mostly I felt like the Pacers made him work for it in the first half to a greater degree. They weren't fouling as much, and that's because Andrew Nemhard was on him instead of anyone else. This is a great shout from Bonaloo in the chat. His blow by on Dort was sick. It was so nice. I went back and rewound it so I could watch it again. And then he did it again to draw the foul, just to like hammer it home. When he's getting all the way to the rim, and he was in this game, enough. When he's getting all the way to the rim, when he's flowing easily, like he like uh, pump fake drive, steps into a wide open 15-footer. Beautiful. That is his game. He was on his game tonight. I thought he played great. And his like defense and this is like a Andrew Nemhard has a lot on his plate. He was awesome. I really I hope you pick Jarris though, because he deserves a player of the game shout too.
He does deserve the nomination. Before I get to Jarris, like I just have to talk a little bit more about Drew because he was that good. 27 points, 11 assists, 7 rebounds. Yeah, the weight of having to guard SGA as much as he does, which yeah, SGA had a great game. Like what do you have finished with 45, but like
Might have been more.
but like you're making it like you said, you're making him work for it. Like and you're like a lot of his points are just like in desperation of I got to get this team back into the game. Like you're forcing him to do everything. It felt like is what the Pacers kind of plan was towards the end there. Um, but Drew was phenomenal. Like from the beginning of the game, like he was getting attacks at all 3 levels. Like he would get to the rim. He got that one on Case and Wallace where he kind of did his decel step and finished real easily. Got one in the mid range and hit a 3. It was just a phenomenal game by Andrew Nemhard. You can't say enough about him. Jarris Walker, though, my goodness, that is definitely my nominee for this award. I mostly wanted you to go first just to make sure somebody said Jarris here because he deserves it tonight. We've talked about him a lot, but just I think my favorite thing that we haven't talked about for his game is how aggressive he was going towards the rim and then not shying away from contact at all, even initiating contact many times. Really good to see. Like we've seen like the Tony East posted his splits over the like 15 game segments on these first 3 games of the year. And like the first 15 games, he's like at 30% from 2, 30% from 3, like awful. But it has been much better since then. And like his threes in the last 15 games are up to 51%, but his twos are still down at like 42. I think they're a little better in that middle 15. But how he played tonight, if he can continue that, like the Pacers are going to feel a lot better about the future of Jarris Walker being a contributor on this team. Tonight was a reminder that, oh yeah, they didn't have this guy and he was playing pretty well in the playoffs last year. He could have helped them in the finals.
My favorite thing that we haven't talked about yet was the 2 moments, one in the game and one at the end of the game, when his teammates just mobbed him.
Yes.
There's like we cut to commercial. I don't remember what he had just done. It might have been an and one. I can't remember.
Was
Um,
it it was the play he had just gone on like a 7-point run, I think, because he
yeah,
had hit a 3, he had a dunk where he kinda drove and kinda low gathered, which you don't usually see him gather low, and then just finished an open dunk. And then the play, I think SGA was on him, and SGA is trying to slap the ball away. Jarris is, like, falling over and
yeah,
finishes.
it's the backwards. It's the
Yeah,
backwards.
he
Yeah,
finishes at the rim there. And,
yep.
yeah, the whole bench was so excited for him, it was great to see.
Yeah, that backwards layup was awesome. And then at the end of the game, Johnny Furphy, Micah Potter, TJ McConnell. There might have been
All
other
top
guys
10.
too. I didn't
Mhm.
see everybody who came over, but multiple like his teammates were just so excited for him. And I think that speaks to me. When I saw that, I really thought back to the beginning of the year when he looked like and the middle parts of like December, where his confidence just looked so bad. And it wasn't even like a skill thing that was going on or an execution thing that was going on. It was, of course, those things, but it wasn't just those things. There was this mental component too, and you could tell how happy everybody was. That was just very cool.
Yep, and we talked about this last episode. I think it was because the Celtics put Luka Garza on him, and like you could see his confidence coming out. Like he hit a couple threes with that matchup, and like was talking to the Celtics bench. Like you could see that his confidence was back, and it's definitely obviously still there tonight. I think that's the easily the best game we've seen him play in his career, like by far, probably. Um, it was great to see like all of the things that he's done. I think he took advantage of a lot of like center matchups, like even with Chet on him, who is a good defender, like he wasn't scared to go at that matchup. He brought up the play earlier where he tried to drive right by him and like should have got a bucket and one from the goaltend. Like just really, really encouraging stuff to see from Jarris, especially with the nightmare start to the year, which many players had because there were just so many injuries to start, and guys were forced into roles that are much more than they're used to having. And I think we're seeing him matched up with centers. He had another bucket against that Carlson center that's on OKC too, I think. But I think we see that more when they go small because the other team has to figure out who are we putting our big on. Are we going to put him on Johnny Furphy or are we going to put him on Jarris Walker? And they might start switching that up a little bit if Jarris is going to play this well offensively. But it's good to see that Jarris is taking advantage when he gets those favorable matchups.
Yeah. Speaking of players who you just named, can I give a hype train award?
Yes, do it. That was going to be mine.
I want to give our hype train award to Johnny Furphy, the guy who was getting guarded by Chet to start the game.
Mhm.
Super interesting to see the evolution of the matchups with OKC. They start the game with Isaiah Joe on the floor, um, and they have Chet sort of stashed away on Furphy because Chet is basically guarding whoever they don't view as a threat.
Yep.
And I mean, he was like guarding Furphy a little bit closer than he was guarding Micah Potter, but then Micah Potter came in and he really wasn't guarding Micah Potter at all. They go double big to start the second half. Very interesting from OKC trying to find things that worked. Furphy did exactly what he's supposed to do. The quick decision making from him,
Mhm.
excellent. The thing that I really want to sort of give him a shout for in this game, the last two games, it was Kelly Oubre in the Philadelphia game. It was Jaylen Brown against Boston. In both those games, he's getting like people see him and they see lunch and they're trying to just take him into the basket. And in this game, almost right away, he stands up and holds his ground. And he stands up and holds his ground a couple more times. Okay, he also commits some fouls, but the Philadelphia game was a low point because Kelly Oubre, I mean, like that's
Yep.
not like Jaylen Brown is going to be an All NBA first team, second team player. Kelly Oubre certainly is not. And him getting sort of worked that way in that game, pretty tough for me to see. This game, I thought his defense went the other way. Quinn was praised his rebounding a lot as sort of like being in there to tip the ball away, essential when the Pacers are playing as small as they were. And the Pacers didn't get flattened in the rebounding department with him being sort of the center, the player guarded by the center. Um, Shooting quickly when he gets his chances to. Obviously, like shots didn't go in tonight for him, so this isn't exactly like offensive hype award, but this like defensive hype, I was pretty happy.
And I think there were still like good things offensively. Like, yeah, the shots didn't drop, but like we still saw some good stuff. I've decided those plays you're bringing up where guys try to test him and then they
Yeah.
figure out, oh, Johnny Furphy's a better defender than I thought. This
Well,
isn't the
except the
guy I
last
thought he
few
was going to
games,
be.
they've learned that he's not a better defender than they thought, which is why I was so happy to see
Sometimes,
him do
yes.
this.
And we still saw a couple, like Kendrick Williams got him a couple times, like, but that is a much bigger human than Johnny Furphy is, like, and he still made him work for it. But I've decided to call those plays when Furphy turns it around on them. That's they furfed around and found out. So that's what I'm going to call those plays from now on. Isaiah Joe was the first player tonight who furfed around and found out, like tried to drive on him, and Furphy just stripped him immediately and was off to the races at the other end. He ended up missing the layup, but the Pacers got the rebound. And then Furphy drove on a closeout and hit Jarris on an assist from three. Like I really liked the the stuff that we saw from Johnny Furphy today. Chet Holmgren also furfed around and found out. Like he thought he had a wide open dunk, and Furphy just flew in there, weak side rim protection, and just swatted it. That was one of my favorite plays of tonight.
I couldn't believe he got it without fouling. I couldn't
It was
believe it.
such a good play. It
I
was
thought
such
it
a good
was
play.
you could see it coming, and I was like, foul. In my mind,
Yeah.
the whistle had already blown. Couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I don't think Chet thought that Furphy was going to get anywhere close to getting that ball. Um, and then he had another play that like didn't go down as anything on the stat sheet, but it's perfect verticality against Lou Dort in the fourth quarter that forced like Lou Dort didn't even attempt a shot out of it, and then he just swung the
Yeah,
ball
I
and it
remember
ended
that.
up being a missed three. Like that was just textbook awesome stuff, and it's like an incredibly important ability for a guy who's going to maybe play a lot of small ball five potentially. Like you have to be able to have rim protectors on the floor to see those two plays, especially. Is very encouraging for the options that they have to play Johnny Furphy in the future. Loved a lot of stuff. I have a take that I think I've realized that I think Johnny Furphy is the team's best rebounder.
No, this is a team with such bad rebounding,
Like, is Tony
Derek. I
Bradley
mean,
the only person that can even lay a claim at the title? Like,
yes. I mean, this team is horrible. It's a horrible
Furphy
rebounding team.
Furphy is legitimately good at it. So, like, for his position, like, he's aggressive, he goes for it, he gets tough boards. I think he might be the best one. Tony Bradley probably has a claim, but all right, we got a comment from Tony here from Locked On Pacers. What do we got? Evil Friends, cool as hell game, but how cruel for the Pacers to win a road game without Tyrese. You just had to make me sad, Tony. Thank you. All right,
It's
Tony
not
says
cruel
Tony
at all.
Bradley.
This is great. Do you think there's no way Tyrese feels anything but stoked that they got the dub? Yeah, I mean, listen, if Jarris Walker was putting up 25 a game against OKC in the finals, I think the Pacers probably win in 5. Maybe it's 6. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they probably take care of business if that's the Jarris they would have been getting. I definitely think he would have made a difference. It's hard to
So
say
hard.
how
Yeah.
much. Like, and who knows how much he would have even played because he was kind of in and out of the rotation. But I definitely would have liked to see him have the opportunity. Obviously. Um, I
All
had
right.
something else. Oh,
Heidi, are
there's
you
one
just
thing I haven't mentioned. I was
yeah.
very glad because I gave myself a little PTSD, just like typing the Pacers have a lead in halftime at OKC.
Yeah,
Like
see, I didn't even allow that thought to enter my mind. At one point in the first half, I was like, huh. And then
I
it just
was
closed the door, slammed it shut, never thought about it
I
again.
was so thankful that OKC was playing on a different court, like that they had their city court out there. It made it so much easier to just like this isn't this. It felt like a different place.
Yes,
Like
it even crossed my mind that someone like I appreciated the thoughtfulness of the Oklahoma City like design team not choosing the same court. That made me feel very good. Speaking of aesthetics, by the way, if we're I don't know if we're gonna hype Jarris even more in this hype train award.
oh yeah, I need to give my
New
nomination.
hairstyle for Jarris today. Ditching the headband. Normally, I'm very pro accessory, and so therefore very pro headband. But obviously, this might have to stick. So,
I think
obviously, like,
usually when we see the hair like this, it's just because he's taking the braids out with plans to like he's gonna do something with it. Like
yeah, no
probably
braids. I'm sorry, it's got to stay this way.
he was playing pretty well with the braids too. And I've had
Best
conversations
game he's
with
ever played, Derek. It's the best game he's
it
ever
it
played.
was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. I've
Are
had
you not
conversations.
superstitious? Are you superstitious or not superstitious?
I mean, I'm a little stitious. I'm a little stitious.
When let me give you an example. I did not go to IU. I am not an IU graduate. My mom went to IU. Obviously, I
oh,
grew up in Indiana. Okay, I jump on the bandwagon for the playoffs and for the season. I wore the same shirt every game.
oh wow. Did you do
That's
that for the Pacers playoffs, or are there just too many games?
For the Pacers playoffs. There are too many games, but I did. So when I went to Gainbridge for the games that I was there in person, I knew that there was going to be a shirt. And so I would wear the same undershirt. When they got a win, I would wear the same undershirt going to the game. And then
Now
they lost, and so I had to change it up. But yeah, the hair
we
has
got
to
some great
stay.
games.
I just can't even believe you're not appreciating how important it is. He's gonna go into the locker room and look in the mirror and say, that guy with that hair had a career best night, and he's gonna come out with the same hair again because that's the right thing to do.
I just like his hair won't be that like he would have to put his hair in braids and take it out for it to look like that every time.
Yeah, fine. That's what he's got to do then. I'm just.
I mean, he's
You
got the
can't.
money. I mean, he can cover it, I'm sure.
Do you have any other hype to award, or I kind of
Yeah, no, you're
stole
fine.
this from you?
Jarris is definitely my other pick today. I don't think there's anybody that I could do. We've talked a lot about Jarris. I don't know if I have anything else hype trainy to say about him other than it's good to feel positive about Jarris Walker. Like I've been like trying to stay positive with him, staying hopeful. Like it's really good to see him have success tonight, is what I'll say there. Okay, I need to give one more award, right? All right. You took mine, took my hydration from me. It's so nice to not even have to consider a TJ Leaf winner today. Lovely to see. All right. I'm going to give a TJ Warren award to Pascal
Getting
Siakam.
buckets,
Getting
buckets.
buckets. I'm giving it to Pascal Siakam. Took 20 shot attempts. Only made 9 of them, but important buckets many times during the day, during the game. Yeah, like I had people look up, or I just like asked the question, like, what's the worst team that's like had an all star? Like, what was their record at the all star break? And Pascal would have been in the running without this win. Like Carmelo Anthony in 2015 made an all star team, and the Knicks were 10-43. Like that would have been in the running and the possibilities for Pascal Siakam to get the best or the all star bid on the worst team with the worst record. Um, he's deserving of it. I hope he gets it. Um, yeah, that's who I'll give my last award to here.
I'll go if we're talking about bucket getting and getting the shots up. I'll go with Andrew Nemhard, who was feeling himself a bit in the first half, and he kind of heat checked himself a little bit. The heat check is one of my least favorite shots in basketball because it is inevitably a substantially worse shot than the shots you've just made. I have no issue with hot player keeps shooting. What I have an issue with is hot player is like, oh, I'm really hot right now. Let me make the shot as hard as possible. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you if you're like feeling it, why would you it makes no sense.
But if
Aaron
it
Neesmith,
goes in, it's incredible and it's the best thing ever.
they almost never do. Aaron
True.
Neesmith goes off against the Knicks, and the shot difficulty was pretty level. There were a couple that were quite tough, but he wasn't like going out of his way to heat check himself.
No, he was still letting other people set him up. He
Right.
wasn't going. Yeah, he wasn't going outside of himself in order
That's the appropriate
to
way
check.
to heat check. Only Steph Curry can do the thing in the Olympics where he like oh, I'm double teamed as the shot clock's expiring. Let me shoot the ball vertically in the air and it'll teardrop in. He's the only
While
player on earth who
while
can do that.
Kevin Durant and LeBron James are wide open.
That's right.
It's
That's right.
insane.
He's the only one who's allowed to do that. Every now and then, Nemhard starts to feel himself a little bit, and I'm like, cut it out, cut it out. So for me, he gets a small nod.
He did make the
For
most buckets today. He had the most made buckets, so
that's
great
true.
choice.
He did acquire buckets. They were gotten.
All right, we're ready for our final segment here.
Let's do it.
All right, so Kyle gave us a prompt for this final segment. I got to get rid of the fire here. But our final segment, we're just going to talk about goals that the team should have at this stage in the season. We're over halfway through this year, and the Pacers have, I think they're at the third worst record in the league with 11 wins. Yeah, so I'll let you start this one off. What's your goal for the team as they finish this season?
Ooh, for the team. I have a list
Or yeah,
of
whatever goal you want to say.
yeah, I have lists for players. I think for the team, I'll sort of cover a bunch of players at once, actually, because there are some of the older guys on the team. This is my goal. We just checked off the best win of the season. It happened. You said it, I think, really well. Regardless of how the rest of the season goes, they're going to have this game where they can look at each other and say, okay, we still have it. It's still in there. It isn't gone. It's not dead. They need to get to next season healthy. So Pascal Siakam, TJ McConnell. I mentioned TJ getting blocked on the reverse. Pascal's got a crazy workload. We've checked off, like, this is the light, the season achievement has just happened. We're going to get past the All-Star break, and it's going to be time to make sure that Pascal Siakam does not get hurt. No bad ankle sprains, no pulled hammies, nothing worse than that. Just it's going to have to get shut down at a certain point. And after tonight's game, I'm much more okay with that because, again, there is at least something to hold on to say, okay, it's still there. That's, for me, like, I know that that's not an exciting thing to say. I have better things for other players, but after tonight's game, I feel much better about them sort of making decisions about the future because at least there's a accumulating evidence of something this year.
That's my number one goal too. Like, do everything in your power to make sure this team is as healthy as possible going into the offseason. Like, especially all these veteran guys, like especially Pascal Siakam, especially TJ McConnell. Just there's not enough to be gained to, like, the back-to-back, like, yeah, that was ugly. Whatever back-to-backs they have this year, pick one of those games and it's got to look like that. Like, or stagger them. Like, that would have made a little more sense to me personally.
Sure.
If they staggered the rest instead of resting 6 guys on the same night. But yeah, like, that's the most important thing that they can do, is trying to, like, obviously things can happen no matter what you do, unless you just sit them for the whole season. But, like, they're not going to try to do that. But I think they need to, like, especially like after the All-Star break, it might get ugly with some of them. It's just the unfortunate thing about how the league works, with that kind of thing. But I think you try to do everything you can, and they have, to get Pascal an All-Star bid, which he would deserve, and then you kind of start pulling the plug and keeping guys fresh and healthy. And any minor kind of thing, you give it plenty of time. Any reason you can give rest, you do it. All of that stuff, I think, is the most important thing they can do.
Yeah. Okay. Some player things. Nemhard and Neesmith. For Nemhard, I'm watching the possession battle. I want him taking care of the ball, and I want to see him a little bit more getting things going the other way. And I also, for Neesmith, I want to see the 2-point percentage go up. He's, especially at the rim, specifically at the rim. I want to see him keep exploring that space, keep doing this, like a little bit of a slowdown, a little bit of hezzy on the drive, to create a little bit more separation. Those are things for Nemhard and Neesmith where I really see something in the future that helps the team a lot. If Nembhard is a little bit more sure as a can run the show PG by himself, and or Aaron Nesmith attacks closeouts and like has something from floater ranger at the rim.
Yeah, I think seeing Aaron Nesmith like tonight was especially like another like confidence, like, okay, I can still do this against a really good team. Like, I don't think he's too worried about his confidence. Like, it doesn't. Quinn said he felt like he was kind of passing out of some shots during this broadcast, but I don't feel like I've noticed that in the past games. But Quinn did bring that up. So it's good to see him take shots with confidence, make them all of that stuff. I agree there. Like, you want to see him have more success inside the arc, especially for Drew. I think I would like to see his load, and this goes back to the health thing. I need his load to come down. Like, I don't want to see too many games the rest of the year where he's needing to be like the number one option on offense, like running everything and covering the best option defensively. Like, I don't need to see that too much for an entire game, like over the rest of the course of the year. I like this. Like, yeah, I want to see a lot of Cam Jones. Like, we're definitely gonna we'll probably see some more. Like we talked about, like, who's that emergency guard? Is Quentin Jackson going to be like on the actual roster next year? Because I think he'll be out of two-way eligibility. Um, I wouldn't mind him being like a fifth or sixth guard on the roster. Or can we see, like, is Cam Jones like somebody who can actually provide them with some good minutes if needed? There's been some like moments where we've seen Cam Jones have some success on the floor, but he hasn't played a lot of like rotation chances. I think the one game he played a lot was the last game we saw Ben Mathurin play, where he came in the third quarter, um, after Mathurin got into foul trouble, and he didn't have a lot of stats, but Carlisle like praised him a bit and said like good things happen when he's on the floor. So yeah, I would definitely like to see Cam Jones get some opportunities, see what he can do as a point guard. We haven't seen a lot of that in like a meaningful against teams' best players kind of moments. So yeah, eventually I want to see some of that from Cam Jones.
Yeah. Okay.
What else you got?
Ooh, I'm looking at my list. Yeah, I have okay, I'll go a little bit negative here for J Huff and Isaiah, or really J Huff I wrote down 3-point percentage, but for J Huff, Isaiah Jackson, and Micah Potter, I wrote down I'll literally take anything. So that's what I have to say about the backup center situation. Shout out to them.
Like, yeah, it's a Micah Potter's fourth quarter and like making some big shots tonight was big. Like,
He shot the ball a few too many times, I thought.
he lets it rip. If he's got a look, he lets it go. Well, yeah. So I'm not a huge Micah Potter guy. I think he's probably, I would guess it's just going to be a one season thing for Potter. It's hard for me to see it. Like, just the defense, like he's just not long enough, like, defensively to make it work at a high level. It's like I don't see it long term. He's had some fun moments. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up just signing Tony Bradley for the rest of the season once this 10 days out, because they've, like, other than tonight, like, they've played Tony Bradley over Micah Potter. They've even played Tony Bradley over Isaiah Jackson recently. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what they do with that. Jay Huff, I think, is like improved a lot over the course of the year. He's getting used to like how the team plays. I'm still excited about him and seeing like what he looks like with Tyrese, and we know the centers um, tend to improve when they're on the court with him. So I'm excited to see what that looks like. I think there's a lot that we haven't seen with him. Like, I think he's more of a lob threat than we've seen this season. Like, he gets up high, so I'm interested to see if we see more of that with Tyrese on the floor. But yeah, we'll see.
Totally. Yeah, consistency is kind of what we're missing here. So yeah, it's just tough. It's just tough.
Shout out Terry Taylor. Good call out, Bonaloo. Like, this is that's a great example of a guy who's like it's like the quadruple A player, like really close to being an NBA level guy, just like doesn't quite have it the body there. Alize Johnson, another one who I think just like went off for like 40 recently in the G League. I saw some tweet in that and he hit 10 threes. Can you imagine Alize Johnson hitting 10 threes in a game? That's insane.
Wow. Yeah, same, but it's the same thing you're talking about.
Yep.
Do you have other goals you want to talk about, or should I?
What else did I have? I mean, yeah, my main two. You just said one, so I wasn't like planning on a bunch of player
Oh, well,
goals.
I was thinking about it at like a player level. So like
I got you. I got you.
I
So
had
you're
the,
like getting one for every player.
I didn't do one for every player, but I have things like for Ben Shepherd, I've grown just more than a little, but kind of a little concerned about defense. Tonight really did nothing to ease my concern. I remember last year, I think Caitlin Cooper said he had like the lowest blow by rate in the league. Maybe that's even 2 years ago, but I thought it was last year.
That was last
I
year.
cannot imagine that that is true this year. There is no way. I don't know
Yeah,
where those stats are kept, but
I've never been as high on Shep's defense as most people. Like, I think he's a solid defender and he does what he's supposed to do. But he also, I just feel like he gives guys the reason why I think his blow by percentage was so good is because he would often give guys enough space that they would just shoot a jump shot. They wouldn't drive as much, or if he gave them space and they tried to drive, he had more space already to cut it off that way. Um, yeah, I'm not overly concerned about Shep. It's been good to see him actually hit shots, much like Walk. Like to see both of those guys actually make things, I think has been the most encouraging thing from that. Yeah, not overly concerned with his defense personally, but I could definitely need for improvement there. Uh, what do I have? Uh, What do we want to see from Furphy? What do you want to see from my hydration machine?
probably ball handling. Um, any amount of improvement there, I think I'll take. His handle is very loose, very loose. It makes me like him attacking closeouts makes me uneasy. It feels like Aaron Neesmith a few years ago, and then obviously Aaron got to the point where I don't worry about that as much, but I used to really worry about it. Like when he dunked on Jared Allen, that play we're referencing, part of the reason it stands out is because it was like, oh, he dribbled.
And he dribbled with his left hand. Like that was like anytime he was closing out or attacking closeouts with his left hand, like that was really where the adventure would begin with Aaron Neesmith. So yeah, the perfect call out there.
Yeah, so
Um,
for Johnny, it's ball handling. That's what I would. What would you? I mean, you're the one who needs hydration. I mean, I really worry about you needing the hydration here because, like, if without
he's been
water, you'll
starting
die.
games. He's been starting games and playing. Like he played 33 minutes tonight. I am so hydrated. I feel amazing. The thing I want to see from Johnny Furphy the most, I need a poster. Like I haven't
We
gotten
haven't gotten a single
a
one.
single Johnny Furphy poster, and he was like
Good point.
lighting them up in the preseason against
I
maybe
mean,
lesser
Noah
competition.
Ascenge died.
He
He's
literally
gone.
died. He
He's
hasn't played.
no, he's gone. He's gone.
He's buried. It was a delayed reaction, but yeah. I
Ah,
need
you're right. He hasn't ended anyone's life since then. It's a shame.
Yes, I need him to be a serial killer, not a one-time
A serial killer
murderer.
of basketball. Yes.
Yes. That's what I want the most from Johnny Furphy. I need a giant poster. I need his Jared Allen, Chet Holmgren destruction.
Yep.
That's what I want the most from Johnny Furphy. I think he's given me enough of everything else. Like I love seeing the aggression on offense. That was great to see. Because when he came back for the first time this year, I remember how hesitant he was to try to do anything with the ball in
He
his
wouldn't even
hands.
shoot. And when he came back in, his
Yeah.
shot was like Kawhi-esque, a line drive.
Yeah. So it's been really good to see like he's taken some threes with like confidence. Like he took a three the other game where like a guy went under a screen and he didn't hesitate, just immediately like, okay, I'm open, I'm taking it. I don't even think that shot went in, but just seeing him take that shot, great to see. I'm a big Johnny Furphy guy. I love to see it. I think the like we talked about the health thing and like resting guys, and then like the other thing is like, yeah, you want to finish as close to the bottom as you can. Like, are we at that point? Is that the goal they need to have? Because obviously, other teams, that's where they're at. The Wizards are already like, we're going to lose as much as possible. Trey Young's like yeah, he's probably not going to play the rest of the season. Lowry Markkanen with the Jazz has been out for like 2 weeks with an illness, and then he's not ill anymore, but now he's returned to conditioning. Like he missed a game because of that after being ill for like the last 5 games. Um, like like the race to the bottom like has already started, and it's so funny that the Pelicans are the one on the bottom because they're the only ones with no motivation whatsoever to lose, and they just keep losing. I don't know what the game was close with them and the Grizzlies. I don't know what that game ended up finishing at.
Yeah, I'm guessing that. So the Pelicans, whether they want to win or not, I don't think matters because they're just not good enough. Memphis is the only other interesting team because, like, plausibly they could
They
sell.
won. They won tonight. Let's go Pelicans.
That's
Great
amazing.
job.
I was gonna say it feels like there are just 6 teams really: Washington, New Orleans, Indiana, Sacramento, Brooklyn, Utah, who are like really in contention.
Contention.
Well, Charlotte is the next
I know.
has the
I'm just
7th worst record, but Charlotte also has like one of the best, like legitimately, they are top 10 in net rating since the in-season tournament.
yeah. They're. I've heard Zach Lowe talking about this and on that pod with Kirk Goldsberry. Like
They have
they're
numerous good
them
wins.
with their young guys, like all on the floor. Like they're a solid team. Yeah, and like they would have beat the Pacers if LaMelo Ball wasn't the most unserious basketball player I've ever seen and didn't throw that lob at the end of the game when they were up 3. It's
Yeah.
bizarre.
Which is all of that to say, I mean, look, yes, like this is the game that the Pacers are in. At the same time, like there is no way to get a 50%. This is a draft where like the top 3 are better, or at least that's what I've read, and there's no way to get a top 3 pick. There's nothing you can do to get a
Guaranteed, yeah.
a 50-50 chance even of a top 3 pick. To me, it's like I don't really, I want to see that. Like this is just a beautiful game. I loved every part of it. Probably for me, the timer is like after All-Star. I'll say like then it'll be like it's time. But to me, it's clear where the season is going.
Yeah, like it's obvious there's nothing like how good would they have to be to make this anything other than what it is? Like it's just not possible at this point. Like the only thing, like, do you just try for good karma and you just keep like doing your best to win every game and hoping that the basketball gods reward you, like knowing what the basketball gods did at the end of the playoffs last year? Like there's
I think after knowing that Dallas won the lottery last year,
oh my god.
everyone should be disabused of the notion that there are basketball gods. And if there are basketball gods, they're vindictive, cruel, and
They don't care. They don't
they
care.
they really don't care. Yeah, I'm not counting on the basketball gods in any way.
Oh yeah, that's I definitely lost all faith in the basketball gods in game 7. That's for certain.
I don't know what, yeah, they don't exist. I'm a basketball atheist.
Basketball exists.
Basketball does exist, but the basketball gods do not.
All right. I don't know. Is the word basketball atheist? I guess. Yeah, because the atheist, like that implies the God part of it. I don't know.
Yeah, some people believe that they exist. I don't know.
I did for a long time. I was a very big, and now I'm just
I think I will say it's possible that it's like a polytheistic society where there are many gods competing with each other, and sometimes like the evil gods strike down the gods who are working for good and deliver like fire and brimstone on the Pacers and the rest of the NBA. So it could be that there are many gods, like a Greek Roman situation.
Yeah, we just need to write this mythology, the Kramerican mythology. We can get it written.
Yeah.
Figure out what the god was that ruined everything.
But I currently believe that there are no gods. So maybe on my spiritual journey, someone will enlighten me that they do exist.
All right, you got any more goals for us here?
Besides enlightenment,
Besides
no.
finding out the truth of the
basketball world
theology.
What would if you had to give Ben Mathurin a goal? What would you say? Imagine he's going to be on the team the rest of the year.
If I have to give Ben Mathurin a goal, Don't become Jonathan Kuminga. That's my goal for Ben Mathurin. Don't repeat the history of Jonathan Kuminga. And yeah, like I don't know. I don't
I
know.
would really like to see him healthy and like say that he's healthy and like figure
Yeah.
out whether that 2-month period or whatever 6-7 week period
Was
where he
because
was
he was not healthy. I would love to see that too.
I because like he was really bad. He was quite bad. And look, there are just like he's had good periods in his career and he's had bad periods in his career, and it like would be totally plausible to me that that was just a really bad period and that has happened and it keeps happening. It's also plausible to me that it was just like no, he couldn't move. Um I would kind of like to know.
Yeah, it'd be good to see. Like I don't know, like it's just weird how long he's been out, and like the last game he played was just so bad, where he just
Dreadful.
seemed disinterested. So you hope that it was just like the injury got to be too much with the thumb sprain, which had never been on the injury report or anything. But Ben's the kind of guy who like won't tell a trainer that something's wrong with him because he wants to stay out on the floor. So you hope it's just one of those kind of things, and that Ben was trying to play through something that he shouldn't have been playing through. But yeah, like it's kind of it feels like the writing's on the wall a little bit with how much they're talking about being open to trading him. And yeah, obviously there was the Misi rumors with the Pelicans being interested in Mathurin and the Pacers being interested in Misi, but the Pacers wanting to hold out for more than just Misi, who feels like it would just be another guy that would be a backup center option for the Pacers. So glad that the Pacers would be holding out there. But
The
yeah,
Locked On Pelicans guy was like, I don't think this is straight up like Misi for Matherin. Locked On Pels guy was like, not sure this is a good idea. And I was like, oh boy. Oh boy. If this
yeah,
is where the rest of the league is on Matherin right now,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, they haven't even mentioned the turf toe thing, right? Like they've only been talking about his thumb as the reason why he's out. So that's
I
the
don't know.
surprising thing to me too, because he had said he was like not 100% because of the toe, but then when they ruled him out for a while, like with no timetable, it was just because of this thumb. Um, I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if like behind the scenes, like I know nothing. This is not a report. It just wouldn't surprise me if behind the scenes, like he's asked for them to look for a trade. Like that wouldn't shock me. Like then the Pacers would never like they're pretty good at keeping things under the wraps and not letting those kind of things leak.
He
But it
wants to
wouldn't,
start.
wouldn't surprise me if they just started looking for options for him and seeing if they could find something.
Yeah, he
Um,
wants to start. I mean, I
yeah,
like
and we know that from the offseason where like the Pacers said the starting two position is going to be a competition, and then a week later we have Rick Carlisle saying on Caitlin Cooper's podcast that Matherin's going to be the starter. His agent called me and we had a discussion, and he's going to be a starter. So like obviously, yeah, he wants to be a guy who's starting. That's a desire that he and his team have in his career, which he was starting for the Pacers, but yeah, we'll see.
yeah. Anyway, that's what I got. Hopefully we see more Jarris Furphy, Neesmith, Siakam wing lineups. Hopefully we get your poster. And hopefully when the season ends, Pascal Siakam and the entire Pacers team are totally healthy and they get some form of luck that they've never gotten before.
My gosh, just one time, just one time. That's all I need. The Spurs have done it 3 times now, where they're bad at the perfect time and get what they need. And that's the thing. Like, I think this is obvious. He's definitely not going to start for the Pacers next year. Like,
Yeah.
no. So, yeah. All right. We'll definitely be live again at the next one. The fire might be back. I don't know. We'll see. Anything else you want to say, Kyle, before we log off?
I got nothing. Just I'm feeling happy. It was a good. That
That's
was
great.
just
That was a
it was
great
good
win.
for my soul.
So good. So good for the soul. Awesome to see the Pacers play so well and OKC get a win against the defending champs, get some confidence going in to the rest of the season and next year, most importantly. All right. We'll see you next time. We'll let you know when the next episode will be. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Stay warm over this incredibly cold weekend. Adios.